Gerard'S House provides safe spaces for grieving children, teenagers, and families, where healing happens through acceptance and peer support. All of our services are free of charge. We understand that you need a safe space right now, and you can come in and we can hold you, and we can listen, and we can support you, and we know how to help your kids. And the really cool thing about Gerard'S House is that we have a modality for helping kids with grief that really works. Peer support is a perfect medicine for grief, because being with other people who are going through a similar journey, when you're feeling alone and discombobulated and confused, you may be on a roller coaster of emotions, you might be numb, but usually you don't really understand what's happening to you. And you're kind of alone in this wilderness. And being in a room full of people who get it is so healing for these kids, and we see that when they come into the group.
The one really wonderful thing about what we do here is the kids have a place that they can be heard. So their stories are heard. We really listen to what they're saying. They have a chance to say or anything they need to say without any kind of judgment, any kind of expectations. And so this is like a place where you can see them. They go, oh, like you heard me. Even when they're playing, we reflect what they do, and so it's just a joy.
Try it again. Woo! Yay!
I always have a feeling when I'm working with kids in this program that their change and what happens with them is almost tangible. You can almost touch it. It's so vibrant, and it's such an aura of feeling.
You're just trying to mirror and let them know that you're present and you're listening and you're watching what they're doing. And a lot of it's play. Sometimes they want to bury things in the sand. Sometimes they want to bury themselves. Sometimes they want to play with the medical cart.
I think I need to go into the heart.
And some of that may be very important to them in their process of loss. We're not here to take away the loss. We're here to help understand ways to express our losses. And that includes not just the sadness, but it includes the laughter. There's the whole range of emotions associated with loss. And for Gerard'S House, that's all okay.
We always trust that the kids know, in their grief process what's best for them and what they need to do. So we never try to teach them or fix them or do any of that. We kind of just hold the space, and we trust that they know exactly what they need.
That's the focus here, that the child works out their own grief. They have the ability, even at 3, 4, 5 years old, to work it out for themselves. And we companion them. We don't direct them, we companion them as they do their own work through their own grief.
Normalizing the grief for the kids, we do it very out loud, so the adults can hear it too, and hear that that it's all normal. The parents are also grieving themselves, and so helping to offer them support too, so that they feel like they have the room and the space, the energy to help support their kids too.
When kids get to experience their grief, it allows them to kind of be more in touch with themselves. They can act more from a loving place than a fearful, angry, place, which kind of manifests itself through drugs and alcohol, violence, crime. I think that's a big influence that our program has on the community through our kids that come through the program.
People who have been here know the effectiveness, and they speak about it. So it's not just information, it's coming with heart, it's coming with passion. That's what happens in a community. That's what's happened with Gerard'S House. See, people are speaking about it, saying, this place really is great. It's okay to go there. It's that spirit that goes out in the community. It really enriches the spirit of the community at a heart level.
Grief support groups at Gerard's House are for children and teenagers who have had a loved one die. Wherever you are as an individual when you come in here, it's perfect. It's exactly where you need to be. And you don't have to share. You don't have to talk. And it really lets kids sit with their grief in any way they want. Children and teenagers get to come here for weekly support groups at Gerard's House, where they get to feel that they're not alone. They get to be with other kids who are grieving in a similar way and get to work through their grief process with others.
It's a sense of community that binds you all together, and you just learn from each other and go through the same emotions together, and then you just become kind of a family.
I guess the main thing that really impacted me at Gerard's House was the fact that I came to peace with my own grief and realized that it's okay to feel the feelings that I was feeling.
Having more room in myself to help others was a huge part that came out of this. Instead of just focusing on myself and trying to avoid others and being part of their life, I was able to accept myself more and be in a place where then I could let other people in or go into other people's lives and feel comfortable.
So Nuestra Jornada is a program for Spanish-speaking kids who are dealing with the loss of a loved one through deportation, incarceration, kidnapping, just different losses, or separation by borders as well. So, for example, kids who came from another country, like Guatemala, Mexico, and El Salvador, and they've had to leave behind a parent or a sibling, and they're dealing with that separation. So what we do is we go to the public schools, and we run grief support groups for them there.
It addresses a need that isn't being addressed in any real comprehensive way in Santa Fe and New Mexico and in this country. It highlights the loss and the trauma that families who come to this country looking for a better life often face, especially those who have been targets of xenophobia, racism, and these kids are living among us. They're going to schools, and often the needs that they have to address that loss and that trauma are just not being addressed.
And Nuestra Jornada, of course, is designed to work particularly towards those young people and their particular scenario, because they have a very special set of circumstances that people like myself that grew up in Santa Fe couldn't even begin to imagine some of the horrors some of these people have seen.
Especially in the Hispanic culture, we are taught that we are not supposed to be weak. We need to be strong. Some of these kids think that it's not okay to feel these emotions and that they need to get over it, and we come in and let them know it's okay to feel this way. Every day, if that has to happen every day, it's okay. And just them knowing that, I think it just opens up so much peace for them.
What I'm doing here at Gerard's House is a program called Stepping Stones, and that's an outreach program. We go into the homes when there's someone who has a terminal illness, and we work with the caregivers and the children in the home.
We use a lot of art. The children will bring in what they've created, and what they've created tells a lot of that child's story of where they're at with the illness or with the concept of death. And so the child will show the parents or whatever family members are there, caregivers, what they've done. And it's just really beautiful to see much of the time how this opens this line of communication and understanding and love.
JJ does basically art therapy with the children. And I talk to the caregiver, it could be a husband, a wife, grandmother, and try to find out what their needs are and how I can help them and what they're feeling, and also help them in terms of what to expect from the children.
Children obviously have feelings and thoughts and pain and sorrow and denial and everything else. So we come in and kind of honor that it's a process for every single person in that family system. And we work with the whole family because it's the whole family's journey with that illness.
I get more than I give. And I know there have been times, particularly in the Stepping Stones program, where I know I have to go. And, you know, I have to get dressed and I have to go into town and with JJ and we have to do this. And I don't feel like it, I'm tired and so on, but I go. And after the session is over, on the way back, I feel like a new person. I'm energized. I'm not tired anymore. I'm light. I feel light. And I realized, that's when I realized I got a lot from that. I don't know what I gave, but I got an awful lot from that. That's why I keep doing it.
The volunteers are incredible. Their support for one another. They give ideas for the group as a whole. They discuss ways of creating safety. They discuss concerns with the kids and how to make sure that each kid is understood and heard.
Ready?
The volunteers are present. They are present here with the kids and they care. And it's been a universal experience that I've had with every single volunteer. They care.
And these are people who've gone through 2 very long weekends of training. They've then been mentored as observing how our groups are run, and they're the heart and soul of the organization, along with Katrina Kohler, the executive director. Without Katrina and the volunteers, we could not function. It's that simple.
I feel really blessed to be here at Gerard's House. Every day I wake up and I'm so thankful that I'm able to come here. We just have the tremendous support of a board as well as our volunteers. And part of my duty as associate director is coordinating and recruiting volunteers. And I'm just so thankful for each and every one of them for everything that they bring to Gerard's House. We have a diverse group of people and they just make Gerard's House what it is.
I think of it as, you know, everything is circles here. There's no rough edges. It's all, you know, circles because the kids are in a circle. The facilitators work as a team. The staff work with the facilitators, and everything is togetherness and just supportive.
Everybody's experience is different, of course. But to be in a group of kids that have all had a loss and to have them express their feelings through the good guidance of a well-trained facilitator is just extremely, extremely powerful.
When people come here, particularly the volunteers who see what goes on, when people come to group, you know, they become advocates. They learn what is healthy grieving. They learn, they know what to say, what not to say.
The staff and the volunteers get to come in and bring this medicine. And what's really amazing about it is that it's not like we're giving them a prescription and fixing them. The medicine that we're giving them, a lot of it is helping them access their own inner wisdom. And that's a medicine that they carry with them forever. Imagine if in our culture we knew how to grieve and we knew how to support each other. How amazing would that be? And I'm not talking about like having the perfect thing to say. I'm just talking about being comfortable sitting with grief and sitting with somebody who's grieving. And that, I feel like our volunteer facilitators are part of that revolution in our culture. And they resonate with that. They want to be part of that.
In America, we see grief as, well, that happened to you a year ago, aren't you over it? And what we support, the folks that come here, is saying, you may never be over this grief. You may carry it for the rest of your life. But in an attempt to reconcile and resolve that grief as best you can, come here and work with us and be with our groups to do that. And so that, I think, helps balance out this cultural norm of saying, well, it's death and it's kind of taboo and we really don't know how to talk about it, and we want to say cliches to you, which we often hear doesn't help at all, it makes it worse. We give that feedback and that opportunity to the folks that come here to say, hey, we understand it's your grief and you will go through it when you go through it. There is no time limit on it. We're just here to help you resolve it within this moment now the best we can that makes sense for you.
Just being with these children all these years has been really profound, just being with them and being able to kind of companion them on their journey, whether it's through an illness or through a death. You know, companioning is just how it feels, and that you get to do that. And for me, when I see their art and what they create, it's just amazing.
Time stops when I come into Gerard's house. Being a grief facilitator and working one-on-one with the kids and witnessing, in almost all cases, some kind of transformation and healing or feeling more at ease with themselves, seeing that evolve is very powerful and just incredibly meaningful to me. I feel a profound sense of gratitude to have the opportunity to be in this kind of environment that provides a safe, healing place.
Grieving is a process, and it's not like it happens just after the death or after your loss. Grieving is going to happen for the rest of your life, and there will be some days that you are happy, and there will be some days that you are hurting or crying or angry, and it is natural. It is a natural response to life. And just working here and helping the children understand that has given me a new meaning to life.
If you see the wall of pictures, it's not glorifying the death, it is honoring the life. That is one way that, at least at that day, it can be acknowledged, this person that they've lost, and also what they're able to take from that person. What joys, what talents, what experiences and memories did they share with that person?
To be part of Gerard's House makes my heart feel very good. We've served thousands of children, teens, and adults who are grieving, and they've carried that experience and learning in probably to tens of thousands of people around them, and I like having been part of doing that.
I think that I get healed. I get healing, just each time you think, oh my gosh, this kid who doesn't have a mom or a dad has a chance to talk about it or has a place to talk about it. It's amazing, and it heals me. It fills my heart. Sometimes I'll be really sad when I leave, and sometimes I'm just filled with joy because I know in my heart that we're really changing their lives and we're helping them. This is right up there with family, and all the things are important to me in my life. This is my favorite, most wonderful thing to do. They're going to have to pull me away. I'll be coming in with my cane. And I do. I love the work that I do. I love this.
So in a lot of ways, what Gerard's House groups are is a cocoon. And you can crawl in as a caterpillar. And once you feel safe enough, you can let yourself fall apart into that life-transforming process of going way down into the grief and finding, yeah, this is hard and there's pain here, but it's not as horrible as I thought. In fact, I'm somehow feeling better going down in here. It feels better than all the energy it takes to try to stay up here and keep myself from changing. We owe these kids a cocoon when they're grieving so that they can become butterflies. It's really hard for them to do it on their own.
Nae